that those white vans dropping off kids from other schools. I can't think of the name of the, yeah, Renwick, yeah. And so when I'm pulling up there, sometimes I just gotta park right in the middle because there's no place, because those vans are parked right there letting kids off out of both doors. And
What school is this at?
Renwick,
No, which school is it
oh,
at?
Mace Central.
Mace Central.
Call in with the van number, because I don't know all the vans off the top of my head, but we've got vans at all the schools. So if I know what number it is, I can go see what that school is signed.
She's saying it's other districts, like Renwick's coming in and blocking them all.
Yeah, but we've had complaints about
Maze. Gotcha.
vans too. If we get the numbers, I can figure out who it is. And if it's Renwick, call in and say Renwick, we can call Renwick.
Yeah, we can call and talk to their director and say, hey, can you just ask your driver to, whatever we need him to do. Anything else before we move on? Okay. All right, Grace, what did you do? Tony's not here. Is there anything you want to talk about student discipline side? No? Yes.
I don't know about any other schools, but MIS over here, when we pull the buses in, because of the traffic light, there'll be a string of buses that make it in, and they will let the kids off, and they're about to take off, and here comes another string they pull in. They're not hitting their four-way flashers and waiting, they pull one on up. So that saves a lot of time right there.
Okay. It's all yours.
That was one that was brought up by several people, Mace High, Mace South High. Follow the procedures. If somebody stopped and it's still loading, don't pull up on them real quick, okay? Like what Dewey was just talking about, if you're that back set, that second set, and they're unloading, hold back, okay? We don't want this, and nobody's in a rush. You're gonna cause an injury by doing this stuff, okay? Me and Tony are watching videos, because like Mace South High, all of them, I guess, there's been several complaints about how somebody's parked and all of a sudden they'll run up there so they can get unloaded so they can get to the school quicker. You're going to cause an accident. You're going to cause an injury. Stop it. We'll watch video on it. Subs. All subs, paras, drivers, you need to check in with somebody in the office before each route, because you're maybe assigned one thing in the morning and something else in the afternoon. They change based on what our needs are. Because if you're a CDL driver and you were a para, and we need a CDL driver in the afternoon, we need to tell you that. So come in and check with us, because you may not be on the same thing in the afternoon. The gate over here, the south walk-through gate, part of it is the gate itself is not the locking mechanism messed up. The biggest thing is that thing was slammed so many times from us leaving and letting it slam. And the wind knocked it off. It sheared 3 sets of bolts for the closing, the hydraulic closer. We're looking at doing a walk-through turnstile gate that'll still be walkable, but we've got to do something else because that gate doesn't work. And it's also, when you leave, right now there's nothing to close it. Close it behind you, please. It's open all the time, swinging it. Now it's sitting there banging against stuff and it's going to break even more. The driver handbook. Everybody got an email saying here's the driver email. You were to click on the link and then click that you read it. So if there's any questions about anything in that driver handbook, you guys said when you acknowledge that you understand everything and you read it. Okay, so if you go, oh, I didn't know that was in the handbook. Yeah, you said you did. Hours. Overtime has to be approved by me, Kathy, or Tony. So if you're getting close, come see us, because we have quite a few people that go into overtime because of shuttles and trips and stuff. That's fine, just let us know, because we got to walk the shows. You can't have, like last year, where everybody's seemed to be in overtime. Deb's going to talk more about this, activity trips. On the dry erase board right in front of her office is a clipboard, and it has all the trips, current trips printed off, and she'll do it every so often. You can sign up for trips that way. If you put your name on there, it does not guarantee that you're going to get that trip. One, if it's during route time, you're not going to get out of your route to do an activity trip. 2, activity drivers have precedence. So if there's something that's on a Saturday and they want it, that's part of them being an activity driver. But that list is on there that way everybody can see what activities are coming up, and if you can catch a field trip in between routes. If there's something on a Saturday and we don't have anybody assigned to it and you want it, That way it gives more opportunity and you guys can see what's out there. This one, when we were talking about the electronics and my stuff earlier, I'm not gonna touch your personal cell phone, okay? I've got enough stuff to do. I don't use Skyward Mobile. I don't know anything about it. I blatantly chose not to do it because I don't want to deal with it, okay? It's nothing personal. I got enough stuff in electronics that I gotta deal with. So I'm not touching your personal phone. Skyward, you can talk with Shannon, maybe Deb, they might help you. If you wanna go over to the office, they'll help you, but you have to put in a work order. If you need a work order, then you come see me, I'll put it in, and they'll call you or email you, say, hey, this is the time you gotta schedule, come over and meet with Janet. She's been on me and Kathy pretty good about people just showing up over there. They don't want you guys doing that. If you need help with something on your phone or resetting a password, come see me for that. I will submit a ticket if it's something like that. If it's something I can reset, I will. But I'm not touching your phones, okay? That's really all I got. Any questions about anything I covered?
When you say we always have to check up with you guys about our routes, or is every day?
Yeah. If you're a sub, every route, you need to check in with us.
Oh, okay.
When you say us, Chris, who? You, Kathy?
Somebody in the office. And Kathy, go see Deb, she's here. But then Tony, me, or Kathy. Work your way up the chain. Anybody's in the military, we got that chain of command. Work your way up. Kathy's the last person you guys can see. Deb, then me, Tony, actually Tony, then me, then Kathy. Now, we may be out of the office or maybe out doing something, so you can see somebody else. But every route, if you're a sub, you need to see somebody in the office so we can tell you, because it's on a calendar that we all share. Okay, Bill, you're assigned to bus 2 today.
Okay.
Because it may be different in the morning than it was what it be in the afternoon. Yes.
Can you email the administration office and say one for you if you have a problem?
For For your phone and stuff?
No, like,
Oh.
Cassie contacted me, so then I text her back.
Yeah,
and
no, that's
stuff.
fine. Yeah.
What did you see about, like, somebody giving all my parents the phone number? What did you say about that, not checking or checking?
Well, you got kids in the bus, you're not supposed to be on your phone.
No.
We stopped though,
Yeah.
like, we're waiting for the.
If you got kids on the bus, you're not gonna be on your phone as a parent.
Okay, so I'll just
If
get
you're
the phone.
checking, because I don't know, like, when I looked at the video, yeah, she's on her phone. I don't know if you're checking info from a parent or you're texting your boyfriend.
I'll just give them all you guys.
Well, that's policy, it always has, we don't want you guys on your phone, you're supposed to be paying attention to the students.
That's what the dispatcher does, they should be calling in and I should be able to do it.
Kathy, I'm the second, I do the afternoon, so if you guys have afternoons, call me.
You can call me whenever you want.
All right, so everybody hear that? If you're taking off for if you're the morning before, call Kathy. If it's anything for the afternoon and it's that day, anything after 8 o'clock, call me. And that's, no text, call me, my cell phone, and I'll put you in the calendar. If it's in your books, right above the phone. You wouldn't have, yeah, it's in there. I'll write it on the board. If you're gonna be gone, you call me or Kathy. Kathy will be if you're gone. Yes, I'll put it up there.
Kathy thought they called Tony, right?
You need to talk to them. There's no voicemail or text message. Go ahead, I'll talk.
Chris,
What about when,
Well, you're next.
I was gonna say, do not give out our management staff or office staff cell phone numbers to parents.
Yeah. Somebody gave out Tony's cell phone number. They call him.
So in case you didn't hear Deb, don't give out our cell phone numbers to anybody. We don't want to have 6,000 parents out there having our phone numbers. And in the mornings when Tony, Chris said that Deb does calendars, that's actually Tammy and I work on those in the morning. Deb's got plenty on her plate, so Tammy and I take care of that. Okay? Chris will put our numbers up there. All right. Ron, do you have anything you want to add?
Give me a run.
I know most of you already know this, but I know we have some new drivers. It's your responsibility here to check your oil change stickers, write up your bus if you need a service. Sticker will be either on the student mirror or on the windshield. And it's your responsibility to check your tires. Make sure you're checking your tires every day. Let us know if you need any maintenance for your tires. We're going into weather change. It's really important to keep your tanks over half full, especially diesel. Gases doesn't affect them, but diesels, keep them over half. Diesels do not like moisture. That's it.
On oil changes, how soon do you want us to let you know that we need one? Because
If you're under 1,000 till, something like that, it's fine. You don't have to do it. I mean, if you're getting within 1,000 miles of due, it's fine. That way we have a kind of, we're not real busy right now, but it changes quickly.
It's mixed in the diesel.
Yeah, we get our fuel free. Some school districts don't do it that way. I've been when we're hitting and we had problems because they tried to cheap out on it and it caused all kinds of problems. So we let them deal with it. It comes pre-treated, ready to go.
Never have to worry about it.
I think it's just manually on off. Pretty sure.
Chris, do you know if the DEF is still manual or is it working?
We have to do the path.
I don't know anything about it. It's on bypass, so manual.
Last time I did it, when I did our truck, I just clicked it on and
I did it yesterday, and I just turned the switch on and it worked.
Okay.
I don't know.
What's that?
Especially when winter comes in.
It's not as important. Diesel fuel is the main thing. We keep it as cool as possible. We getting into colder weather. It's really important.
Anything else for Ron? Okay. Deb. Next.
Figure out where the switch is.
I know that she went over this a little bit, but I'm gonna do it again. These are mandatory. You have to do them. You have to put the mileage down. If you work in the morning and go home sick in the afternoon, that is okay, but write down your morning mileage then. If you are a sub, do not write on their papers. Have one of your own and just notate what bus you're in so that you are notating, because sometimes you take, say, 240 is out. She's here this morning, but she's gone in the afternoon. Have your own piece of paper, because for some reason you took 2117 or 2017. We're gonna try and notate that mileage at 240 because that's the bus you were supposed to be on. So have your own paperwork so that you are responsible for your work and not somebody else's. Yeah. Do not put anything on anyone else's paperwork, because then they are liable for whatever you write down. And we need to know as a sub who was running it and why and how. So So when things go wrong, this, we can come back and ask you, because if you write something up and you write 240, I'm gonna go ask Kelly. Kelly's gonna be like, I wasn't here. Write your name on these. Write your names on these. Do your own individual paperwork. Don't use the driver stuff. Okay? As far as trips go, on the whiteboard, we're doing it a little differently than Rhonda did. And that's just until we get our feet planted. Our activity drivers come first on the activities. They do get first say in what they can do because they are the activity drivers. However, I'm trying to print out the sheets all the way through. I think I've got October 13th on here right now. And I have been giving it to drivers, activity drivers, and they come through and they write their name next to the trips that they can do. 99.9% of the time, you have gotten the trip, you put your name down. Okay? It will be on the whiteboard. Come out, put your name down. If it's a Saturday trip and the activity driver ends up wants it, they can have it. But like if Amy wants to put her name down, but John Swope says I can do that trip, if John wants it, he can have it. He doesn't have to. If he sees a name on there, he can bypass it. But if he's, hasn't worked in 3 weeks, he gets the trip. Okay? But come look, it's changing daily. Like you may have put your name down on it yesterday, 2 more trips were added to Monday. I need 2 more drivers on Monday now. So it's constantly changing. Go through it, look through it, and kind of pick and choose. And this way I'm not coming to you and going, well, you have to do this, or can you do this? It's more at your guys' leisure, and then the ones that aren't covered is the ones that we're like, okay, now we're regrouping. And trying to take some of the stress off of us and you guys. And float it around evenly. Yes.
So it hasn't happened to me, but I heard about it. The route driver got it, a trip, but then the activity driver got it. Who gets the trip?
Okay.
If they go at the schools.
What happened was, one had written it down, but one had already been in the system, and it wasn't updated yet.
Okay.
And it got written down after it was submitted.
So
it
how
was-
do you do that? I mean, is the activity?
We're trying to avoid that, but at that point, it would be the activity driver, would be the activity. And I think the one that you're referring to, the activity driver actually came back, and the route driver took it. We're trying to eliminate that.
I'm just curious if that ever happened.
Yeah, we'll try and figure it out, and actually, if it's on our end, we try and compensate both of you for it, because that's our fault. So,
I'm just curious.
So if I get an activity drive in my mailbox, I cannot necessarily assume that I've got it then.
no, if it's in your mailbox, it's yours.
Okay, that's what
I'm just saying, if you come up,
Okay.
like after the meeting and put your name right here, and I go to input it and it says John Swope on there, then there's a good chance. But no, once it's in your box,
What's that
it's
thing out there that
yours.
you're talking about?
Huh?
Some box?
It's on the whiteboard right across from her office.
Yep,
Okay.
the big whiteboard. So it'll be hanging on, and you'll know it's me because guess what? It's pink. And when there's Deb, it's gonna be pink, okay?
What happens if you show up for an activity and we don't pick you?
Okay, so that does happen, and right now we are having a lot of, with the tournament plays and just stuff that's going on, time changes and stuff like that. If they, like, a lot of times that's gonna happen towards the end when you go out to pick them up, bring them back. All the parents took them home. So you'll still get paid for going out there and getting them. Now, if you know, like, beforehand that it was canceled, then it's just canceled. If you're out, like you drove out there and they tell you, oh, we don't need you, everybody went home with parents, you'll get paid from there to there, to here to there. But if they call this morning and say, your trip's canceled for tomorrow. Right.
If you show up and nobody said anything, we'll compensate you. It may not be the full trip. If it was a 14-hour day, it may not be the full trip, but we'll
At least the
compensate
drive
you.
times and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
we'll make sure you get.
Because that's not on you and that one's not on us. And like I had one this morning, 6:45 trip is now 6:30, and I'm double booking the driver because the, you know, people can't do this.
So we just like walk out and then we can talk to you.
Bring the trip sheet in to Deb and let her know what happened. We'll take care of it.
Send me an email, do whatever.
We have to try really hard that if we take somebody to court, and make sure that we release them here and let the driver know.
Yes. That was our fault.
What was that?
Because we have two
On a trip?
calendars. Her parent got pulled for something else.
Yeah, she was needed
And
for
we
a
didn't,
trip,
the office didn't.
and then I ended up being late because I didn't know the arrest, so I didn't know anything.
We pulled the jury for something.
Oh, yes.
So that was one of the afternoons.
That was me.
We can't hear
I
down here.
apologize.
I know things happen, it just,
Yeah, what we're trying to do is if we're using our subs like Sindel, Caesar, sorry Val, I just see you. Sindel, Caesar, or Desiree and stuff like that. If we are using them, we're trying to put them on the calendar saying PM trip only, AM all day gone, so that we're not double booking our subs as well. So we are trying to work that out, so I do apologize, I didn't know that happened. Go ahead, Val.
hold on. Wanted to verify, you did say like Friday nights, Saturday trips, go to the activity drivers first?
Like I said, you can sign up for them. If they decide, like if they end up putting their names down, yes, they get first rights to them.
Okay.
Most of the time when they see your names next to them, they just scroll on by. They don't do that.
My
Just letting you
feeling
know.
on this is, the activity drivers are, I thought hired as activity drivers, I understand. However, I thought it was mainly for things that we can't as drivers do because it was during the day. But in my feeling, I just feel it's a little unfair that us route drivers can't have trips on Friday nights and Saturdays first before the activity drivers.
And I
just
understand that,
because-
but also you gotta remember we have to keep it under 40 hours.
But I also know some activity drivers in the past have gotten over 40 hours in a week, and because of all the other activities that they got, plus they got a long 10-hour trip or 12-hour trip on Saturday, when a normal driver could have had it in.
Yeah, no, and I totally understand, and like I said, 9 times out of 10, if you put your name down on the list, these guys aren't gonna take it from you. They're good guys, they're not gonna do it. I'm just letting you know that if something happens, I mean, come on, John, read the feature.
I'll say that one day they came out.
He's a jerk.
I know he's not.
John's a jerk.
Thanks, Deborah.
Krista, you said you didn't have anything for us? Okay. Did you want to say anything extra beyond? Nope, okay. If you guys don't know what TAC is, or you are interested in visiting with a TAC member about what they do, Joy is your main contact for that. She's gone today, but she'll be back next week. If you don't know what it is, or you'd be interested, that's their group that gets together and they talk about transportation stuff and they get involved in the community. It's a great system, but if you're interested, visit with Joy or Kristen or Sarah, Paul. They've got a really good group going there, so yes, ma'am.
Also, one of the things that was brought up, they had to leave real quick, with our subs, not only notating on their own paperwork, but when you guys do drive those buses, you are responsible for pre-trips, oil checks, you are responsible for the mileage and the students on board, but you are also responsible for cleaning up any messes, any food that's left behind, and taking out the trash, filling the tanks. You are responsible like it is your own bus. Take care of it like it's your own bus. That goes for all my buses.
Tony's number
Trips, portion of buses, everything else.
All right. Tammy, anything you want to add?
Just one thing, remember the office phone does not come on until 6. So they have to call you before 6.
Yep. Don't leave a voicemail on the office voicemail, because Deb's the one that gets it, and if she's gone tomorrow morning, Monday morning, and you called in and left a message, I'm not gonna know you're not showing up, and that's considered a no call, no show.
Just remember, it doesn't open until 6, so it has to go to your couch.
Yeah, you have to make a phone call. I don't mind if you text me in the morning. If you wanna text me at 2:30 in the morning and say, hey, I'm not feeling good, but if I don't reply back to you, you're in trouble. So, phone calls are the best way to go, but if you do it super early and you don't wanna wake me, I'm up by 3 every day, so. But you can shoot me a text, but you need to make sure I'm getting back to you, okay? That is all I have for you guys today. If you have questions, let us know. Otherwise, you guys are doing awesome. Thank you for all you do, and you're free to go. Can we do it in under an hour? Bad idea. Holy crap, we're long-winded. Where's the sign-up sheet at? Did everybody sign up?